TG Britke, insurance, health, pensions, life, where people come first.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh. Health City, now open at Camana Bay 7 days a week.
The Ministry of Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, and by West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the Record.
For the Record. For the Record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the Record.
For the Record. For the Record.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. And O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Friday, the 25th day of June 2021. I hope and I trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, not so busy roads, depending on the time that you are on the roads. But if you are out there, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure you observe the rules of the road, especially now when we have some rainy weather on the way. Always remember that if you observe the rules of the road, the life you save may simply be your own. If you're celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, or if you celebrated one over the past few days, a belated happy birthday as well. For those of you who have lost loved ones, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you, and we hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these very challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing as well. For those of you who may be infirmed, either at home or at a medical facility, we want to wish you a speedy recovery as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I'm your host, Ort Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. This morning, it is the radio voice of Silver Fox, Mr. Paul Cal, waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261. And, of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. No guests in the studio this morning, and I know on the past two shows, Monday and Wednesday, your audience out there didn't have a whole lot of opportunities to call in and to express your views. So here's the deal today. We're going to have an open line for you for the entire show from up until 10 o'clock, and you'll be free to call in. Depending on when you call in, if there's no one behind you, you will get more time to talk, and when we have people queued up, then I have to limit the amount of time that I can give you so as to be able to accommodate those persons who are waiting behind you. So if you want to be strategic about when you call in, I would say when you hear no one else on the line, that's a good opportunity to call in. And we take our commercial breaks every 15 minutes. So like now it's 7:41, so we're going to take one at 7:45. So you may not want to call in again until after 7:45. But we do have a caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hi, good morning, Miss Osi. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. I just wanted to talk briefly about, this new town or whatever that Mr. Frank Schilling wants to do in Kimmenbrook.
Uh-huh.
So, the thing for me with all of this, and I understand where he's coming from. I understand that he's saying there needs to be harbor and shelter for vessels and food, and I understand that concern because I went through a lot of that with my parents, and sometimes supplies weren't there and they didn't have milk or they didn't have eggs or they didn't have whatever. I understand all of that, but I mean, my eyes for me are wide open with this because while he speaks to opportunities about local fishermen and promises for local participation, you don't always really see that happen, and they sort of sell it on that premise, and then people buy into it, but then it never comes to fruition. So, and I don't want to sound pessimistic about it, but I think that sometimes we haven't sufficiently provided enough laws that protect us when you have persons who can purchase up 300 acres on a little tiny island. 300 acres is significant amounts of land, right?
Yes.
And that then creates significant amounts of power because land attracts power. And that means that you have control. And we haven't done enough to protect that. And so is what he's doing really for the 1,500 residents of the Brock, or is this really more for foreign investment to create this village that the foreigners will access, the locals will have right to access, but not necessarily full access, and then you get back to another Cayman Bay. So, I'm really concerned that, moving to Kimmenbrook, we're going to justify why the development needs to continue, and we're going to create that into another little monopoly in the middle of the Caribbean. I don't know.
And caller, shouldn't really the Brackers be making that decision? We should not be allowing persons with the financial resources, with money, to go in and make life-changing decisions for the population of Cayman Brac or Grand Cayman or Little Cayman for that matter. We should not be allowing that to happen, and this is where we need the protection of the government.
I agree with you because I find about as Bento Spot stuff. What a beautiful place to go and sit out and just enjoy the view and take pictures and enjoy your family time. And to think that now belongs to a foreign investor who's going to restrict that, because that's essentially what he's going to do. He's going to decide who goes into that, who doesn't go into that, who has rights to that, who can purchase into it, whether he's going to sell that, retain it the way Dart has done in some of his development, and it's only available for rental, and the list goes on, right? Because if you want to have things available for rent, that tells you that you can't purchase it,
yeah.
Right? So I don't know that people always pay attention that those sort of things, they should raise some eyebrows, and I don't know that the Brac needs what he's doing. I don't agree with what he's doing per se, and what he's done is he's secured himself that an immediate area right close to that airport, and they seem to strategically align themselves, that they have control of either side of the land. We only have the government road in the middle, and then you kind of wonder. Same thing we have happening down in Westbury Road. He Mr. Dart owns a significant amount of property on either side of those roads, and then there's a bridge over it, and then we have just a limited access, and God forbid somebody throws a boulder down, what happens then to West Bay?
Yep.
So, and I'm not saying that's going to happen, I'm just saying the reality situation is we seem to put ourselves in a situation where other people have more control than we really want to admit.
So true. Yep.
Anyway, I just think that the Brackers need to pay attention.
Yes, and they need to put their foot down and ensure that they have a voice, and then ensure that that voice is heard.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anyway, Mr. Connor, thank you for your time as usual.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a great day and stay safe during the weekend as well. We're going to take a commercial break. We do have one caller on hold. As soon as we return, we will take that caller, so please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
John Jackie Miller was a shipwright, pastor, carpenter, and farmer. He was one of the founders of the North Side District. He built the old courthouse, now the museum, old government house, which burnt down, and the old jail and police headquarters, and the North Side Presbyterian Church, and was a lay pastor in the Presbyterian Church. He and his wife, Lucy Jane Nee Whitaker, had 11 children.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Rotary Central and you, our valued community, have undertaken remarkable accomplishments since October 1986. Over 34 years of activity and projects, making lives better and moving our beloved Cayman forward. Rotary Central has yet again committed to the advancement of these islands, this time in the area of mental health. We are proud to announce our partnership with Loud Silent Voices and donation of $50,000 to provide a community home for those recovering from various mental illnesses. Rotary Central and Loud Silent Voices, a signature project, taking care of the vulnerable, helping families manage, more than a shoulder, more than a helping hand, literally calming the storm. Rotary Central, care in every effort, sweat in every project, every dollar planted back in the community with your help. Rotary opens opportunities.
Did you know that defective airbags can cause serious injury or even death if not repaired immediately? Right now, millions of vehicles around the world are under recall for faulty Takata airbags, and yours could be one of them. At Vamt Motors, our priority is to make sure the Toyota or Ford you drive is safe. So we are offering customers a free, fast, and easy airbag swap out if your vehicle was manufactured in 2016 or earlier. Find out if you need to have new airbags installed by emailing your Ford or Toyota vehicle's VIN or vehicle identification number to service@vamtmotors.com or stop by Vamp's Service Center or call us at 949-2245. Don't risk it. Get the airbags in your Toyota or Ford checked for free at Vamp Motors on Walkers Road.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
Health City is now open at Camana Bay, offering a wide range of specialties at our state-of-the-art Camana Bay Clinic. We are here to help you save time and feel better. We are open weekdays, weekends, and evenings for your convenience and are dedicated to reducing your wait time while improving your health. Friendly staff, expert care, lab services, and diagnostics in one convenient location from the hospital you know and trust. Health City at Camana Bay, within your reach.
Hi, I'm remodeling our bathroom. I have a few questions.
Sure.
What are some ideas to make my bathroom feel larger? How do I know if I'm picking the right vanity? How do I choose a new toilet or a new countertop? Also, the lighting is terrible. Can I put a window or a skylight? And do I really need an exhaust fan?
You've come to the right place. At Brand Source, we custom design kitchen and baths, and our talented design team can help answer your questions. Whether you're looking for a modern, functional family bathroom or a luxurious personal retreat, we'll help create that beautiful space that makes your home yours. And if you're in a rush for a new look and have a limited budget, our ready-to-install bathroom vanities built with solid wood and countertops of the finest materials are a quick and easy remodeling solution.
For the very best in custom-designed kitchens and baths, visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, Cayman's Kitchen and Bath Center.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're going straight to the phone lines as promised. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I am fine, thanks. This is Hill.
Yes.
In response to that lady that just called about the BRAC, I want to put my little 2 cents into it. First of all, the BRACers need to wake up. I've been up there now 3 years, and they hardly know what's going on in their own country, in that little island. As small as it is, they have no knowledge what's going on. That piece of property, Scott Stark, I had the understanding, or I was told by a family member that owned that property, that government was going to buy 200 feet of that beach. Now, what they need to know, what the Sprackers need to do now, is to find out who stopped that purchase by our government. That's what I would like to see. Why did they stop purchasing that property? Now, we have a lot more properties. We have some in the South Sound. I drove around some weeks back. We have some empty lots to South and South Sound.
Southside?
No, sir.
South Sound?
Sorry.
Oh, Grand Cayman, okay.
The back still got lots of property. But that was a very essential, important piece of property right there, because the Scott brothers had already built a levee or a jetty with some big boulders. Beautiful. And all it needed was a completion. Number one. And another thing, we should find out who stopped them from putting that jetty out further in the ocean where it could actually work for a proper dock. That was like probably 20 years ago. I don't know how long. But I understand government stopped them there too. But we need to know who is stopping these purchases by our government. Why? Why are they leaving this land here for foreign investors and developers? They come back to Grand Cayman. We complain we don't have no beaches. There are quite a few of them, lots over there in South Sound that I pass by and see. And I would love to see government try to at least purchase one of them so we can have somewhere to go and look at the ocean again. Continue to look at our ocean, because the rich people are buying it all up and putting their big mansions on those lots. Government needs to think about their people. They have to think about the people. Now, I don't know what is going on, whether I know we don't have any natural resources, and we really need developers to come in, bring in the money, because our GDP all depends on the money coming in. You know that, OC. We don't make money here.
I understand that, but you know, development and putting down a building only goes so far, and the returns that the government will get from that has its limitations. The return that the people of the Cayman Islands will get from that has limitations as well. It is really more for the investor than it is for the people of the Cayman Islands.
Yes, yes. But the government needs to tell the people the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm trying to go with this. If they have to sacrifice or give away or sell out the country to get these investors to bring money into the country, tell the people the truth. That's
Mm-hmm.
all I ask.
Yep, good point.
I asked that this morning.
Good point.
Tell the people the truth. Okay? Yep. Thank you. Thank you, OC.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
Enjoy
Take care.
weekend.
Stay safe.
Okay,
one of our listeners has written in and said, OC, on that first caller, majority of Brackers welcome investors and development. Most of these Caymanians only just coming. They haven't been there through the hard times. And the big question, though, is where are the millionaire Caymanians? Are they investing as they should? Why is it that everyone always have great deals after someone actually puts money where their mouth is? We want development. I just want to say, Brackers, you make the decisions are yours because you're going to be affected by it. But I would say to you, look at your bigger sister island, Grand Cayman, and see what is happening here and ask yourself the question, do you want to have that happen in your little island, Cayman Brac? Just take an example in terms of what is happening in Grand Cayman. Paul, we have another caller. Okay, we have about 2 minutes, but let's try to take the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Very good, very good. To the caller that I called, which was the lady, I'm going to call the name because I don't know if she did.
Mm-hmm.
But that piece there that they're talking about is only one piece of land owns. That is an 88 property that he owns there. I looked at the information in the papers. He owns piece towards the east end that is 300 acres. So it's 380 acres in total he owns. Now, I'm not saying what he proposed is a good or a bad thing. Yet it needs development. But like all the saying is here, so you're developing for,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So the Brac don't need to be spoiled. It needs some development, yes, but the Brackers need to actually open their eyes. Yeah, they need investors, but open their eyes and see what's going on. That's all I got to say.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, caller, for that. Paul, you ready for 8 o'clock news, or you want me to talk a little bit longer? Okay, let's give out some information. We will take the calls after we return from the 8 o'clock news. COVID-19 details. The Chief Medical Officer, Dr. John Lee, reported that 238 COVID-19 tests had been carried out since it was last reported on Wednesday, the 23rd of June. There were no positives in relation to that. The latest COVID-19 vaccination schedule is available. You can access that at the Health Services website as well, and all of the reminders are there as well in terms of what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what you should bring, and what you shouldn't bring as well. Top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. Folks, please stay tuned. For the Record, we'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Radio Cayman time check is now 8 a.m. This time check is brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
When you're on the go, let the Island Supermarket shop for you.
To start, head to fosters.ky/go.
Then shop all of your favorite products online, from produce and seafood to grocery and frozen, all picked by our team of shoppers ready to go.
Choose next day curbside pickup from Foster's Camana Bay or delivery island-wide.
To get your order started, visit fosters.ky/go.
This is Groceries on the Go.
And we are Foster's Go. Shop online anytime.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky.
The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. We are a non-for-profit member-centric plan with a democratically elected volunteer board of trustees representing all sectors of the Cayman Islands economy. Chamber Pension has an all-in expense ratio of 0.72% over 16,000 members, $430 million in assets under management. We were the first multi-employer pension plan approved by the regulator in the late 1990s. And today, we are still strong, secure, and are here for employees and employers alike. If you would like to join or request further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Cayman is in for a celebration of its seafarers today. Radio Cayman's April Cummings reports.
At 10 a.m. this morning, the dedication of Seafarers Way gets underway. His Excellency Governor Martin Roper, the Honourable Premier Wayne Panton, and members of Parliament are all expected to attend the ceremony organized by the Celebrate Cayman team. The event, appropriately held on the UN International Day of the Seafarer, will be marked by the official renaming of sections of the downtown Georgetown waterfront to Seafarers Way to honor and recognize the outstanding contributions made by our seafarers. The ceremony and dedication will include prayer, the national song, poetry, and remarks by Mr. Richard Arch, a descendant of a prominent shipbuilding family, and Mr. Denniston Tibbetts, president of the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association and a former seafarer himself. The event will see the section of the roadway along the waterfront between Boilers Road and Mary Street renamed as Seafarers Way, with new street signage unveiled. It will be followed by a short reception. April Cummings, Radio Cayman News.
Heads up for drivers. There will be several road closures along Seafarers Way, which is Fort Street to Shedden Road, and Cardinal Avenue to Albert Panton Street. This will be in effect until 12 p.m. today to accommodate the event. Inspectors visit another school in Cayman Brac, this time rating Creek and Spot Bay Primary as satisfactory. This is the second time that Cayman Brac Primary School has earned a satisfactory judgment by the team of the Office of Education Standards. The last inspection took place in January 2019, and since then, students' civic and environmental understanding has improved from good to excellent. The curriculum has improved from satisfactory to good and was described as broad and balanced. And inspectors say there is an appropriate emphasis on health and safety arrangements and a suitable focus on the promotion of healthy lifestyles. Areas the school still needs to work on include ensuring teachers use data to plan lessons with appropriate challenges and choices, raising attainment in core subjects, especially for the more able students, and improving the consistency of teachers planning for differentiation of instruction and tasks based on students' individual needs and strengths. Creek and Spot Bay Primary caters to 95 students between the ages of 3 and 11. You can find the full report online at oes.ky. In regional news, Jamaica has again been left off Britain's green list of places from which travelers will be exempt from quarantining upon arrival in England. Malta, Ibiza, and several Caribbean countries, including Barbados, have been added to the list. However, Jamaica remains amber. The changes take effect June 30th at 4 a.m. Every 3 weeks, the UK system will be updated according to risk levels. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Chris Barrow. The appointment of a security specialist to the number 2 position in Hong Kong's government has prompted fears of further curbs on freedoms. After his promotion, John Lee said Beijing's tightening of control over the territory in the last year had put an end to chaos and destruction. The parents of a Belarusian opposition journalist and his Russian girlfriend have told the BBC that their transfer from prison to house arrest is a positive sign. Roman Protasiewicz and Sofia Sapiega were arrested last month when their flight was diverted to Minsk on the pretext of a bomb threat. The journalist had covered protests against President Lukashenko's disputed re-election last August. Emergency teams near Miami have been working through the night to find survivors of a seafront apartment block that collapsed in the early hours of Thursday. 99 people remain unaccounted for. Reports from the Czech Republic say at least 4 people have died in a tornado that struck the southeast of the country around Hodonín. The Prime Minister Andrej Babiš said images from the area were like scenes from the apocalypse. The World Health Organization has warned of a humanitarian disaster in rebel-held northwest Syria if a cross-border aid operation isn't allowed to continue. A UN mandate allowing supplies to flow across the Turkish border is due to run out next month. Tens of thousands of revelers are taking part in the annual Gay Pride Parade in the Israeli city of Tel Aviv. Organisers predict it will be the biggest event of its kind held anywhere in the world since the pandemic began. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Are you aware of the performance of your pension plan? The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan provides quarterly fund fact sheets for our members to stay informed with the plan's performance. For the year ended 30th of April, 2021, the various life cycle funds have provided returns between 10.5% and 43.2%. And our all-in expense ratio for year ended 30th of June, 2020 is currently the lowest it's ever been. 0.72%. Visit chamberpension.ky to review our fund fact sheets. You can see the performance as far back as 10 years. Remember that pensions are a longer-term investment strategy. Focus on the long term rather than the short-term returns. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan continues to perform for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
The HSA Specialist Clinic has relocated to a new, modern, state-of-the-art facility at Smith Road Center to offer you a better patient experience. Receive care from top specialists in chiropractic, complementary and alternative medicine, neurology, ENT, urology, pain management. Our orthopedic and telemedicine clinics remain at the Cayman Islands Hospital campus. Please remember to bring your own face mask when visiting any HSA location. Visit our website, hsa.ky, to learn more. At the HSA, you matter to us.
Student registration for the 2021-2022 academic school year is open to the public from 8th of April to 30th of June 2021. Students must now be registered online at schools.edu.ky. Parents will have the ability to enter the students' information and securely upload all relevant documents. If you need assistance, please contact the Department of Education Services at 945-1199 or email edu.registration@gov.ky.
The Cayman Islands government and Celebrate Cayman invite you to the official renaming of sections of Harbor Drive on the Georgetown waterfront to Seafarers Way in honor of the outstanding contributions made by our island's seafarers.
The ceremony and reception will be held at the North Terminal, Georgetown, on Friday, 25th June from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
Attendees are encouraged to dress in business attire or their Seafarers Association polos.
Hope to see you there, 10 a.m. Friday, June 25th at the North Terminal in Georgetown.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
For over 100 years, more than 5.8 million people across the Americas and the Caribbean have placed their trust in Pan American Life Insurance Group. We have delivered on our promise and have proven that we're more than just an insurance company, we're family. To learn more about our first-in-class group health and employee benefit solutions, please visit Pan American Life Insurance Company of the Cayman Islands at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, Grand Cayman, or contact us at 949-8304. You can also visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, People you can trust for life.
All right, good morning, Cayman. Let's take a look at your latest weather conditions. Present temperature 81 degrees Fahrenheit. It's partly sunny, but it feels like about 92. Winds are still coming out of the east at 4 miles per hour. Relative humidity 88%. Last night's dew point was at 77. Barometric pressure 29.91 inches and dropping. Isolated showers with light easterly winds and slight seas are expected over the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as an upper-level system over the Cayman area interacts with a tropical wave over the northwest Caribbean. So our forecast for today, partly cloudy skies becoming cloudy at times with a 40% chance of showers and thunder. Temperatures will rise to the upper 80s, winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Later tonight, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and thunder. Temperatures will fall to the upper 70s, winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots, seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Radar low tide, high tide is coming up in the next hour at 9:31. It's going to be low at 4:03 this afternoon and high at 11 p.m. tonight. For tomorrow, low tide is at 5:13 a.m., high at 10:31 a.m., low at 4:52 p.m. and high at 11:46 p.m. Your sunset this Friday evening is at 7:05. Sunrise for Saturday morning is at 5:50 a.m. And the outlook is for similar weather conditions through Sunday morning as the upper level system lingers over the northwest Caribbean. It's the latest weather as provided by the Cayman Islands National Weather Service and brought to you by our good friends at Pan American Life Insurance.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
For over 100 years, more than 5.8 million people across the Americas and the Caribbean have placed their trust in Pan American Life Insurance Group. We have delivered on our promise and have proven that we are more than an insurance company. We are family. To learn more about our first-in-class individual and group life, disability and accident solutions, please visit Pan American International Insurance Corporation at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Song Road, Grand Cayman, or contact us at 949-8304 and visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving your goals is a very rewarding feeling, but at times can feel very frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting your goals, break it down. Once the long-term goals are set, work backwards to set smaller and more manageable goals. These should be specific, measurable, and achievable. For example, study in the library for 1 hour 3 times per week instead of study more. Consider what you need to do daily, weekly, or by the end of the year in order to succeed. Smaller goals allow you to focus on the essential steps today to ensure you are prepared when tomorrow's opportunities become available.
Change your thinking and change your life.
Radio Cayman's Cayman Strong Series was brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. Encourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups.
Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. On Course Cayman. Health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
All right, let's take a look at the traffic situation. Still looking at the eastern district of the Crichton Boulevard, east-west arterial. Light traffic out that way. Those heading into Georgetown, of course, getting to the Red Bay roundabout. Traffic is actually moving and continuing along Shamrock Road. For those of you continuing through South Sound, slow-moving traffic until you get to Walker's Road or continuing through South Sound. Expect the usual slow-paced traffic there. Looking at the outside King Sports Center, traffic along the Linford Pearson. Just as you turn on, it slows up, and of course will be that way for about approximately 6 to 10 minutes while you stay there. Continuing on to Agnes Way, onto Crew Road, expect that traffic there as well. Crew Road also looking busy. Getting to the traffic lights there on Smith Road. Once getting past that, along Huldah Avenue, traffic is moving slowly. As you continue on to Elgin Avenue, on to Thomas Russell Way. And of course, getting up to the roundabout outside E.L. Thompson, that of course is busy. And of course, a little bit of traffic coming out of the North Sound Road, coming out of the Dorsey Drive area. And traffic coming along the Eslew Tibbetts Highway looking good. Godfrey Nixon Way looking busy, similar with Eastern Avenue. Shed Road also getting a little bit busy as well. Incoming traffic off of North Church Street, South Church Street as well, onto Edward Streets. West Bay Road looking good, and if you're heading towards the airport, very little traffic as you try to catch a flight this morning if you're heading there or to get your vaccine shot. Yeah, not too bad this morning with the traffic. Of course, expect some rainy conditions today, so roads will be wet. In some areas, especially in Prospect area, some roads are still kind of flooded. Just be careful out there. Be safe. Look out for people on crossing roads, those on bicycles and motorbikes. And don't be texting while driving. Traffic report, of course, brought to you by our friends at Subway.
Things just got a bit hotter on the island. Come in today and order the new spicy Korean subs at Subway. They're sweet, spicy, and especially satisfying. Stop in and try the pulled pork with spicy Korean sauce. Or the chicken with spicy Korean sauce. And you can message WhatsApp at 929-4658. Order online or use Let's Eat or the Bento app. The spicy Korean subs at Subway in 2 flavors. Extra saucy and extra spicy. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
We asked 100 people what they would do with a little extra time. Top answers included hang with friends, sleep, volunteer, walking on the beach, watch TV. But the odd thing is, no one said, stand in line to pay my bill. Funny that. Now Logic introduces Logic My Account. Pay online, view bill history, schedule automatic payments, and more. Go to logic.ky/my account and pay online, not stand in line. Logic My Account. Go on. Give yourself a little extra time. Bake a cake, browse the web, yoga, spring clean.
Join the National Museum on Saturday, 3rd of July from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for their 5th annual mango season at the museum. Enjoy local food, a mango peeling competition, traditional artisans and vendors with mango products, and more. It all happens at the National Museum on the waterfront in Georgetown.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Several things occurring over the weekend, today as well as tomorrow, and I want to share those with you. We still have some birthday greetings that are coming in. Marcia Rankin of Cayman Brack celebrates her birthday today. She's celebrating her birthday today, and the happiest birthday wishes are coming from Kenya, Sue, Andy, Denise, and Cullen and family. So, Marsha Rankin of the Brack, happy birthday today. And those birthday wishes are coming from Kenya, Sue, Andy, Denise, and Cullen and family. Also, happy birthday greetings to Paula Brown Sugar. And may God bless you to see many more from your taxi colleagues. And Paul, there's a song at some point in time, I guess after this show, The Strength of a Woman by Shaggy. They want that to be. And also after 10, and also Simply the Best as well. Okay, we want to remind our listeners also that the symposium on J.A. Roy Borden's writings, that is continuing today, day 2, at the Harquail. That starts at 9 o'clock this morning. And for those of you who are interested, you may want to go in person, or you can follow it on YouTube as well. Of course, yesterday, because of the outages, power outages, those of us who were watching it on YouTube had difficulties with it. And, of course, we will have the opportunity to at some point in time, review that as well. Also today, big day for us, the celebration of the Day of the Seafarers. And of course, public is invited to a celebration of the official renaming of sections of downtown Georgetown waterfront as Seafarers Way in honor of and to recognize the outstanding contributions made by our seafarers. Ceremony and reception will be held at the North Terminal in Georgetown today from 10 o'clock in the morning until 11:30 a.m. And there are notices in relation to the road closures as well. Attendees are encouraged to dress in business attire or their seafarers' polos. And I think business attire, you don't necessarily have to wear a jacket. Goes on to say that Day of the Seafarers is an official United Nations International Observance Day, which takes place every year on the 25th of June to recognize the invaluable contributions seafarers make to international trade and the world economy, often at great personal cost to themselves and their families. And if you want to know more about Seafarers Way celebration, you can visit celebratekman.ky as well. Of course, some of you may know my view in relation to the renaming of Seafarers Way. And while only portion of the waterfront, also known as Harbor Drive, the more modern name for that area, Harbor Drive, it will start at the road going towards Moringatown and goes down to Mary Street, where you go to Mary Street. That's where it ends. Of course, my view on that is if you look at and I realize that it is it's symbolic in a sense because of what has been pointed out, some of the technical difficulties in terms of renaming streets, even though we don't have to reinvent the wheel for that. Streets are renamed all of the time, and people have to change their letterheads for their addresses or whatever. Sometimes we're told that the numbering may have to change as well. I'm not sure about that. But if I had to make the choice, I would take Seafarers Way all the way down to the Marin Plaza. Ports of Call is there as well. And while that was developed mainly by a non-Caymanian, Mr. Jim Ford, it formed a part of our seafaring heritage to a certain extent. Also, right in that area, you have Mr. Tyrrell McLaughlin, who produced his offspring and himself, seafaring family. Or Mr. Alban Whitaker, the gentleman we know, Mr. Willard Borden, known as Foxy, Captain Rail. All of those are seafarers. So why are we again in the Cayman Islands just biting off a small chunk of what, when we should have a mouthful? Seafarers Way should begin at Dixie, in that area right there where Ports of Call is, what is now known as the Wharf. And I know some people have views about South Church Street as well, but when you go farther than the Moringatown Road, Boilers Road there, you have the Marins, you have the MacTaggarts, you have the Hurlstons. You could go all the way up through to South Sound almost. And that whole area could be regarded as Seafarers Way because we had so many seafarers who lived and still live in those areas as well. But as usual, we do things half-heartedly in the Cayman Islands. We do that. We always, I shouldn't say always, but many times we sell ourselves short. And we always have an excuse for selling ourselves short. Here we had an opportunity to make a mark, a substantial mark in the Cayman Islands in terms of renaming Seafarers Way, and we take a small chunk of it and rename it. Of course, I will be going out there this morning, and I will be celebrating, with them as well. But I still have my reservations about it, and I hope that someone will take up the mantle and advocate, and I will continue to talk about it as well, advocate for it for the whole stretch to be renamed Seafarers Way. Because when you look at, I was talking to someone the other day, and they said to me, do you realize that there are many parts of the island now where you can no longer see the ocean? And if you want to test that, look at, start driving on what we call Seafarers Way. And from the time that you cross the Lobster Pot area, you can see the ocean, and you go up to Moringa Town, you can see part of it, and then it will all disappear. You don't see any more of the ocean until you get to the launching ramp in South Sound launching ramp. So just food for thought. We have a caller, Paul. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. O.C.
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. You there by yourself, or I just?
Yeah. Here by myself.
Well, I couldn't help but agree with you more than what you're saying in regards to not be able to see the water anymore than when you get to the Lobster Pot. And if you go all the way up to South Church Street, it will take you all the way up to South Sound, and then you would lose some, and then you will see a little bit at Spot.
Yep.
And then you didn't see any more again until you get into Borden Town, if my memory served me right. And you know what? That is where our Seafarers Med name is coming from. So that whole stretch should be named that, But, so we always cut corners when things are that are meaningful to us.
Mm-hmm.
But when it doesn't have no meaningfulness to us, it's longer than the island, put it that way. But that's not what I called you for, O.C. I know people are going to say, why you're making this building bother me, and what has to do with the Cayman Islands. But that building just collapsed in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
O.C., that building apparently must have been worn many years ago. It must have been on, for some reason, sinking for some time, apparently, and no one really took heed on it. And to look on our small island or sea that we are putting out so many buildings here, we're all surrounded by water. We got water under our grounds. Any part of the world is water. I went on the submarine, and the submerged submarine, and let me tell you something. The only thing was missing under that water there was homes. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Up under there was beautiful. You see some trees and some shipwrecks and so forth, and some fish and lobster and whatever the case may be. But see, when you see a building like that just collapse, and the amount of building that we are putting down on this so small baby island, I don't care how much concrete we use, how much steel we use, and when that earth is ready, it is ready.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope and pray that we will take some lessons from the rest of the world, knowing that the Florida, Miami is so humongous. I can say the Miami 1 million times. We are so small, and we're just here thinking, oh, nothing gonna happen here because we full of steel and we full of cement and blah blah. But we are building on water, and we don't know the day that our island could, I would say, God forgive us, saying break in two, and just having north side, east then left to go and try to live up there. You know what they can do? They can run up and say, you know what? On a high top business, and they come do what it did on the 7 Mile and Georgetown and all those other places. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I hope that never happens. But I just hope that planning takes some heed from this building collapsing in the Florida, which is one of our main pillows for the Cayman Island, where all our food and everything comes through, and our visitors and everything, medical, everything. So we need to take some serious look at the building and this island and put some sort of stop and some more rules back down to what it used to be many years ago.
Certainly.
Floor to floor.
Yep.
We go a little bit too far, OC.
Yep.
And we must not get too comfortable in our own little island because we are too comfortable here. Like nothing can happen here. I just thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. We have to take a commercial break. Sorry, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Health City is now open at Camana Bay, offering a wide range of specialties at our state-of-the-art Camana Bay Clinic. We are here to help you save time and feel better. We are open weekdays, weekends, and evenings for your convenience and are dedicated to reducing your wait time while improving your health. Friendly staff, expert care, lab services, and diagnostics in one convenient location from the hospital you know and trust. Health City at Camana Bay, within your reach.
Are you feeling sick but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough, and sore throat to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
The Cayman Islands government and Celebrate Cayman invite you to the official renaming of sections of Harbor Drive on the Georgetown waterfront to Seafarers Way in honor of the outstanding contributions made by our island's seafarers.
The ceremony and reception will be held at the North Terminal, Georgetown, on Friday, 25th June from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
Attendees are encouraged to dress in business attire or their Seafarers Association polos.
Hope to see you there, 10 a.m. Friday, June 25th at the North Terminal in Georgetown.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I'm going to be alternating between emails that I've received, WhatsApp messages that I receive, and callers on the line as well. So I'm going to be switching between all three to accommodate everyone. This WhatsApp message came in earlier this morning, and it says, why is it that CUC bills are jumping up so high every month? I have not added any new appliances to my home for the past year. We have not changed a routine. We're without AC. My bill went from between $195 to $205 a month to $237. Now $331 for the month. And the person is asking the question, what is happening? Let's go to the phone lines. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello, good morning. I know that some of the roads are closed by where they're going to have the Seafarers function this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me how far you can drive for people who are unable to walk in a distance?
I will check that for you because there's I'll have to find the email from the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service that talks about the road closure. I'll try to find that. If you bear with me 1 second, maybe I can find it for you and share that with you. Okay, it says here, road closure. The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service is advising the public that the following road closures that will be taking place on today from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. to facilitate the ceremony. Harbor Drive, Seafarers Way will be closed between Goring Avenue and Fort Street. Goring Avenue and Fort Street is where Harbor Drive will be closed. So I would venture to say that and this is taking place at the North Terminal. So if someone were to be dropped off in the what Cardinal is that Cardinal Avenue, you could then walk into that area. I'm sure that persons who are being dropped off, especially if they have difficulty walking, that whomever is there, whether it's police or otherwise, would be able to ensure that they accommodate those individuals, that they can get as close as possible to where they can walk from there. Does that help any?
Yeah, well, I would hope so, but I mean, otherwise they would have to go in a wheelchair that they don't have.
Right, yeah. I'm sure
they would not be able to step up on a bus or step off of a bus. So they really need to take the elderly people into consideration there, because there are a lot of elderly seamen and other people as well.
Yeah, I'm sure that they will make arrangements for cars to be driven to a certain point, similar to what was done at the Queen's birthday celebration down at the Governor's. We found that the police, they were very accommodating in terms of where people were able to be dropped off because of any sort of physical impairment in terms of being able to walk.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that. I hope that is the case.
You're most welcome. And if
I agree with the caller a few mornings ago. I think it must have been Tuesday morning, maybe, when you were on. A caller.
Monday or Wednesday.
Whichever day.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was on For Your Record.
Yeah.
As far as I remember.
Okay.
Tuesday, maybe. I think the caller said that she felt it would be nice if they could. What the word is I'm looking for now? And continue to keep the name of Harbor Drive and Seafarers Way, those two names, because everybody likes the name Harbor Drive.
Okay.
I am very much in favor of that. Let that name remain along with Seafarers Way. And everybody will know what page we're on, where we're at.
Okay. And why would you be prepared to say why is it you like the name Harbor Drive?
because that's where our harbor is, right out in Georgetown. It's always been there.
Okay.
And we love driving through there, and we are not looking forward to any foolishness about closing off Georgetown.
Mm-hmm.
Streets there, pedestrianized. No. Everything is not for cruise ship passengers and tourists. I'm sorry. They must remember they have their Caymanians too.
Mm. But if you pedestrianize it, wouldn't it also be for Caymanians to enjoy?
Well, to a certain extent, but not that much. People like to drive through there, coming and going, to see what little bit we can still see up the sea and the sunset, because, you know, it's construction craziness has just gone completely out of whack. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. And for those, Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, if you're out there listening, we know that you're out there to protect and to serve and protect. And in this case, we're looking for more for the service. So, you know, these days everyone is in a car. Some people are more mobile than others. And please try to be as accommodating as you can for those persons who, so that they don't have to walk too far to get to this ceremony this morning. Let's go to the phone lines. We can grab another caller before our next commercial break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Osteen. Good morning to all our listeners.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yes, it's okay. I'm being in response to a few calls earlier concerning the sale of this massive piece of land, Scott Developments land in West Cayman, right?
Mm-hmm.
That piece of land on the seaside is roughly 1,100 feet, and it's the only north coast beach area where the public goes and sits under the trees and tables, and children go into the sea and all that. And I heard that government was planning to purchase a piece of it to make it a public beach, because the entire north side of the island is mostly a rocky area, and that was the biggest, longest stretch of sandy gravel beach on the north side of Cayman Brac. And it is very regrettable to me to hear and know that it has been sold, and for the amount that it has been sold for. It stretches 3/4 of the breadth of Cayman Brac from the north side sea to the northern edge of the airport shoulders. It is 3/4 the breadth of the island this massive piece of property is, and it is really upsetting that government never got that purchase to go through, to get that for the public of Cayman Brac to go and sit and relax and have birthday parties. I've been there several times. It's only 385 feet from my property to Scott's Dock. I'm on the other side. Mm-hmm. It's only a Western cemetery between me and that.
Mm-hmm. And the government can still acquire it. You know, the person who owns it now, the eminent domain, the right of eminent domain, where if the government says we want to use this, we need to use this for a specific purpose, of course. It may be challenged legally, but the government has the right still to acquire it by eminent domain.
Well, that is interesting. Yes, I didn't know that. And also, the Chinese have purchased a large lot of land on the creek bluff in the interior, 31 acres, and also another big acreage in the Stake Bay bluff. So that's what anyone wanting to find out what's happening on Cayman Brac can call me, Raymond Scott. I know my island and what's going on and all the things into the island, like the unique spots and properties and all. Call me at 927-7156. Anyone from anywhere. Because I study and I am very brave in going about in the rough terrain, some of the worst terrains in the interior of the bluff, and caves and splits on the bluff and all that kind of thing.
Question to you, caller. In your during your lifetime, in your memory, how many developments that were proposed in the Brac in terms of huge developments that actually have come to fruition? Ask yourself how many. In this day and age, and I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but what is being looked at these days is how the real estate transactions are used to launder money. I'm not accusing anyone of anything, But we need to look carefully at that and ask your question. How many times have you heard these snake oil salesmen come and say, we're going to do this, we're going to build this, we're going to build that, and nothing happens. It goes away quietly. We need to scrutinize these things much, much more closely. Caller, I want to thank you very much, folks. We have to take a commercial break. When we return, and a caller that is on hold, we will take your call. So please stay tuned.
When I was growing up in Cayman, Sundays was always a big day for our family. Everyone would go to Granny's house for Sunday dinner after church. Even today, I can still smell the aroma of all the delicious food we used to eat, especially the hot, fresh baked bread smothered in butter, topped off with our favorite pan cheese. These days, I don't have enough time to cook and bake, but I do my best to carry on the Sunday tradition of family meals, and being able to get hot, fresh bread with no preservatives or additives from Caribbean Bakery is a big help for me. Shh, don't tell them, they still think I baked it. Caribbean Bakery, now delivering every Sunday to McGrath's grocery store in Eastern Avenue and Marina Drive. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh.
Health City is now open at Camana Bay, offering a wide range of specialties at our state-of-the-art Camana Bay Clinic. We are here to help you save time and feel better. We are open weekdays, weekends, and evenings for your convenience and are dedicated to reducing your wait time while improving your health. Friendly staff, expert care, lab services, and diagnostics in one convenient location from the hospital you know and trust. Health City at Camana Bay, within your reach.
Did you know that defective airbags can cause serious injury or even death if not repaired immediately? Right now, millions of vehicles around the world are under recall for faulty Takata airbags, and yours could be one of them. At Vant Motors, our priority is to make sure the Toyota or Ford you drive is safe. So we are offering customers a free, fast, and easy airbag swap out if your vehicle was manufactured in 2016 or earlier. Find out if you need to have new airbags installed by emailing your Ford or Toyota vehicle's VIN or vehicle identification number to service@vantmotors.com, or stop by Vamp's Service Center or call us at 949-2245. Don't risk it. Get the airbags in your Toyota or Ford checked for free at Vant Motors on Walkers Road.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Going straight to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
This is Georgia Lee Banks.
How are you, ma'am?
Well, I am so grateful that I'm alive another day,
Yes.
and I trust that you, O.C., you're well, and all your family members are well.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Have you ever been to Sunset House?
Yes, ma'am. Not recently, but yeah.
But you have been
Oh,
there.
yes, uh-huh.
Well, let me tell you something. I am so grateful to God to be able to say I was born on that property. My mother was born on it on the 27th of December, 1892.
Wow.
Unfortunately, all the family died except one daughter, and she finally sold it to an American doctor, and then it went on, different people he sold it to.
Mm-hmm.
But now what makes me so happy, O.C., is that Adrian Briggs and his family are now running it.
Yes.
And that they're Caymanians, and I know that whole family. But, oh, Mr. O.C., it was something wonderful to stand down on the iron shore and watch the sun set.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so grateful for all the blessings God has poured on me personally and on my family. And Mr. O.C., I appreciate the way you handle the show. The talk show that I'm on now talking with
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
And the only complaint The only complaint I have, it should be longer.
Everyone's complaining about that. We're going to work on that as well.
So God continue to bless you and everyone in your family. And the three Cayman Islands, Grand Cayman, Cayman back, and Little Cayman. But I'm getting disturbed nowadays that so many people are selling their property off, and nothing will be left for their children in the future. So thanks again. You do a wonderful job, and may God give you strength and courage to keep it up.
Thank you.
But work on it. Try to see if it could be a little,
Yes,
a
ma'am.
little longer.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We will.
Okay, then. Thank you for letting me run up my mouth. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You have a great day and enjoy the weekend as well. Okay. Before we go to the next caller, I just want to say, Miss Georgia, two things. She spoke about the sunset and of course, the eponymous name of the location that she's talking about, Sunset House, as well. So you can understand why it is named Sunset House, one of the most beautiful areas and strategic points to watch a sunset as well. The other point has to do with Caymanians selling their land. And when there's land that is family owned, that several family members have an interest in it, sometimes that pressure is brought to bear by some family members for the property to be sold because they want to enjoy the benefits of that sale during their lifetime. And sometimes it is necessary to do so. Other times it may not be, but those are decisions that individuals have to make. What I would say is for those Caymanians who have the financial wherewithal to do so, you want to try to acquire as much property as you can to ensure that properties remain in the hands of Caymanians. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Hey, morning. How are you doing?
Good, man. Elvis, you asked Mr. Raymond about any other large development that was
promised. Yeah.
Promised but never came true. Well, this is about 50 years ago, my babe. And if you notice on the south side, when you're coming down the road, diverts and go right into the edge of the bluff. Well, okay. I don't know who sold the land. I heard it with the Ryan in the past and that, but they sold it to an American man, and he built the road back there so to build a marina. And after he built the road, and they sold him the land, and they said, "You're not giving you no plan to build a marina." So they shut it down. Anyhow, the road is still there. The big, beautiful piece of land is selling it off time there. Now, see on the north side, where that land was up for sale for years and years. And the rich Cayman Blackers that living in Cayman, the rich Caymanian that living in Cayman, they didn't want to buy it. And now that a foreigner bought it, they can complain. Listen to me. That is the best thing that happened to Cayman Black in the last 25 years. And one thing it can do, it can stop them from selling the bluff and digging a hole and shipping it to Grand Cayman. It can stop that, but I know you're nobody complaining about that. And you think the barge going down there with hundreds of truckloads of stuff. How long can that last? Is that sustainable?
And how do we know that the current owner won't continue to do that?
No, because he didn't buy that. He didn't buy that.
Oh, I see.
He did not buy that. And hopefully, if he develops, Scots and them will have some way to sell their product to him instead of shipping it out.
Got you.
And I have been for a marina up on the east end of the island, and I am inviting on the radio here, Mr. Schilling, the next time they come to the block, please look up Elvis Jeffrey McKeever. Island Man Rob Shop in Warden Place. I would like to show you my side of the island because up on that end is one of the most beautiful places to put a marina and a safe harbor. Thank you very much, OC, for entertaining
Before you go,
okay.
we have heard conversations about the safe harbor and the marina before. One was proposed where on that property where what's the name of the new hotel? The
Alexander.
Alexander, yeah. At one point in time, that
plan was a joke.
Okay.
Where was planned to come in through the reef and all that?
Yeah.
That you can't come in between two buildings and shut down one section of the road. If they open it up on the east part where the reef ends, it would have worked like that and come in. But I supported it. But when I came to find out how they were planning on doing it and what they wanted government to do for them, I said, it's a joke. That's why I didn't go through.
Now, does Cayman Brac have the infrastructure to support a marina of any size? I mean, most of the people in Grand Cayman, how many people really have boats, vessels that are going to keep that marina busy? Or is it a pie in the sky situation?
See, listen, man. If that guy get that place that he can hold 30 boats, there will be them slips will be filled up. Trust me, because you know how much people in Grand Cayman that they got nice boats. They can bring over their whole family, not just the hardcore fishermen with their fast boats thing, but they would love to come over, love to. But there's no place to put the boats.
And what about a place to stay after they dock the boats up? Do we have enough infrastructure for that?
Yeah. We got hotels right now. They're running about 60-70% in the peak tourist season, and we don't have none of that going on right there. Now it'll be for a while. And like the gentleman saying, this is a 20-year plan. It's not gonna be like you drive across Scotts today. You go out in place, drink some beer and come back and there's this big place, what happened? You know, it's not going to happen like that. But we already got a pipe water system is there, right? Okay? And the electricity system going to be upgraded because that bond to that real heavy, and I see them, people up here, subcontractors, they checked every pole and came on back and they came on and made a full inventory of what's going on. So this guy is building this thing knowing that he's going to get a good supply of current. We got good water there. The infrastructure for this thing to start is in place. So see, we have good roads, communication just like Grand Cayman. I mean, you know, the only thing we don't have is our own rich Cayman Brackers investing in the one community.
Got you. Okay.
That's the only thing that's lacking, my brother.
That's a valid point.
Okay, I'll see. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much as well. You not ready for me yet, Paul? Okay. One of our listeners has written in as well, and this came in quite a while ago, so I have to ensure that I cover this. He said, only the PPN government would allow a 3-story apartment building to be erected 11 feet from the north side of Four Winds Esso gas station by the four-way stop in central West Bay. Of course, the building is owned by a former member of parliament, a councillor in the PPM government. There is no parking space for the building unless tenants park their vehicles on Mary Molly Road. If an ordinary citizen wanted to build there, they would be refused. That planning board has done some disservice to the Cayman Islands. When is the new government going to give us a planning board that cannot be bought, like what has been going on during the PPM government? And they asked me to kindly read that on the air for them. Okay, Paul's ready for me, and I'm going to couple that, what that person wrote, with something else that has come up recently as well. So, folks, please stay tuned. Top of the hour headline news. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Follow Radio K-Man on Twitter. All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Follow us at twitter.com/Radio K-Man.
Today's biggest news.
Radio K-Man, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio K-Man's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Government reported the results of 238 COVID-19 tests on Thursday. All came back negative. So far, almost 91,000 vaccines have been given locally. The U.S. plans to evacuate thousands of Afghans who worked for the American military ahead of September's troop withdrawal. The plan could involve moving as many as 50,000 people to other countries along with their families. Afghan interpreters who worked for the U.S. for years fear reprisals from the Taliban after withdrawal. As many as 18,000 Afghans have applied for U.S. visas, but the lengthy process has been hindered by delays. A tornado has swept through several villages in the Czech Republic, killing 4 people and leaving more than 100 injured. Thursday night storm blew the roofs off buildings, uprooting trees and overturning cars. Winds of at least 136 miles per hour were recorded, and the worst-hit areas were said to have looked like a war zone. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
Follow Radio K-Man on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio K-Man app or log on to our website, radiokman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio K-Man.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Straight to the phone lines, caller. Good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning. How art thou?
Well. And I like the topic. Sorry I missed your introduction because I don't really know what it is all about. I just came in time to hear you talking about selling your lands and keep your lands.
Well, we open up to anything you want to discuss this morning that's fit to talk about on the air.
You know why you want to discuss? That way, call it the Seaman's Way. You and a good best friend. Your buddy. And the seamen like it because they wasn't given another option. But anyhow, I can see that for Facebook. But this topic of land being sold and how I believe, in my humble opinion, that people poach the elderly and watch them die, and then they pounce on the mostly wayward children who, would want selfish stuff, and nobody to tell them, don't do it, it's not in your best interest. So thank you very much. Again, thank you.
Before you go there, I just want to say, point out also in Bermuda, they have a commission that has been hearing claims about the historical acquisition of land in Bermuda from Black Bermudans. Area called Tucker's Point, that rich area for white people only, and of course Bermuda has a whole history of racial discrimination against Black Bermudans and everything. But we hear stories here, and I'm sure that you heard them as well, about some Black Caymanians being challenged. Well, okay, then you go ahead and talk about it then. Bring it on.
About 17 years ago, 18 years ago, called in the program. For at the time was on the program. I don't even remember what the topic was, but it was one of the big leaders of the country. And I begged him, look at him, I go out there and look at him. I begged him, please, to get to the stage in Cayman where our people, and I didn't say people of color, I didn't say colored, I didn't say black, but everybody know who it is I'm talking about, that we would preserve our lands, our inheritance, especially in particular in the Georgetown district. And I specifically mentioned where you almost sitting down, Partner Ground. That in particular, do something to save Partner Ground. And it was like the conversation almost stopped. And remember, two little mumblings. I don't even recall what the mumblings were. And today we are left with remnants clutched in our almost stone dead fingertips. It's not much more to go. So I don't know if you can't save Georgetown. So thank you for your conversation this morning. That might save a piece or two to the winded. Mm-hmm. Because we don't understand that we are finite. We don't understand that we are a very small jurisdiction. We don't understand that when these lands are bought from us, $100,000, maybe, if it's big enough. But you can't buy $100,000. Can't buy back another 2 lots. It might buy 1 lot for your generation, but it won't buy 2.
It may not even buy 1 these days.
No, that's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be extreme because kind of tend to be an extremist. But you won't buy 2. You won't buy 2. So our young Caymanians on the park, looking at it, you know another crowd it is. The person that married into the Caymanian family for what they could get. Let's call it what it is. The first thing they're rushing to do is sell land. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. When they sell your land, my brothers and my sisters and more are talking to my brethren now. When they sell your land, you're done. Because not many of us got that amount of education that we could move on from that. And even if we do, we are locked out.
Yep.
Understand.
And we only need to go back to biblical days and see, what.
I didn't want to go there.
You can go there.
I thought about it, but I didn't want to say it from the Bible. The Bible tell you who to marry, what to do, Mm-hmm. Okay, but anyhow.
And selling your birthright for
pottage. You didn't get pottage.
Yeah.
That's cornmeal porridge. Tell them what it is. That's like cornmeal porridge and little oats. Mm-hmm. You don't even get enough to go by that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So thank you very much for this conversation this morning. But you know what we lack in Cayman? It's not just good common sense that our people had, It's patriotism. It's love for country. We lack that tremendously in Cayman. We don't have love for country. And we have hatred for each other. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how we going to survive?
Yep.
Anyway, thank you much for your conversation.
Thank you.
I say, I had asked the leader in to try to encourage the people not to sell, in particular in Georgetown.
Yep.
And he might be listening, on our line. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
And the thing is that we're falling into a trap. We had this Go East initiative, and that was good to a certain extent. It has to have its limits because 7 Mile Beach is lost. Georgetown, if we're not careful, is going to be lost. The only place that the ordinary folks are going to be able to go is to go east. And when you go east, you bordered there in the Cayman Kai area, for instance, by high development, expensive development. On the east, the Moritz area, expensive development as well. So if they continue to push us, where are you going to go? So 7 Mile Beach is already lost, and I know people, talking about the public right-of-ways and access, beach access and stuff. We want to retain all of that, but I believe that we can accept at this point in time that the 7 Mile Beach area is lost, is gone. We can almost accept that the South Sound area is gone. Please, don't send them east. Don't push them east. Don't send them east. We have to leave some place for us, for people like us to be able to live in harmony rather than having to be under the pressures of development in this country. So those of you who are interested, I wanted to say also when I was talking about the Bermuda situation, the government there, they have set up a commission that's looking into how lands were acquired, how people were forced into either selling their land or the land was taken from them. We had situations in Cayman where that happened as well. People were challenged. I bet you don't know how to sign your name. Oh, yes, I know how to sign my name. You do? You know how to sign your name? Sign here. And you know what you're doing? You're signing away your land. In the Tradewinds newspaper, the case of the Majols with the family, the McField family, and unfortunately, Dr. Stevens with me this morning to talk about that. But that was a landmark case in the Cayman Islands where the McField family was able to claw back lands that had been taken, from them and bought illegally. That's a landmark case. And if you're interested in knowing about some of the rights that we have and that we need to continue to exercise, and goes to show you again that when you have money, when you have clout, you can do so. Article in the Cayman News Service website, Cabinet decision on dock not rational or logical. Landowners in the Vista del Mar area were able to seek judicial review, and they were successful in that review. And the courts have now sent that decision that was made by Cabinet back to them because they have determined that the decision for allowing a dock, a jetty to be built was not rational or logical. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm thankful, and how about you?
I'm good, thanks.
I can hear you sounding really good because you're in the mood today. And I think I can call her name because most people know her voice as well. That's me. I think she started off about the property in Cayman Brack that someone is, I don't have the name of who acquired it or is acquiring it, but I really, really hope and pray that the people there in Cayman Brack and Little Cayman will stand up and fight for what is legally Caymanian, so that we can't say that all three islands were sold or bought out and we have nowhere to go to, because Cayman Brack would be an ideal place for a lot of retired Caymanians if they had the means, but a lot of us don't have that, sadly to say, at the ages we are, to migrate even to our sister's island to seek refuge, because it has a high sea level with the bluff. But it is sad what is happening, and I can't say anymore because I've always been an advocate on many issues. But I have one other question away from the property and the sadness of losing land and all of that, is the issue of the happiness of hearing that Cayman has gotten to the green color in the UK. So it makes the hard work and the tenacity with the governor and his entourage past, especially because say what they want to say, the PPM did work hard to save lives in the country. Hopefully that this will be the same area that the new government will take. Now, on the issue we're supposed to have, I never heard no more about it, and we'll never hear it unless sadly it results into death. There was a patient that was taken into the hospital, and they had 8 sounds like staff members that dealt with this person, or 8 people in family. And I think that what has happened, that because we've not had much of anything, there's not enough transparency in saying. They'll say a traveler, but we only have travelers coming from 3 areas that I have heard of. Unfortunately, it's either the plane that comes from the UK side, and that's direct to Cayman, not stopping into Nassau or anywhere else. And then we have the ones that does the U.S. flights, which if you're living in New York or any other state other than Florida, you got to get down there and then get on the plane to come home.
And the same thing with the UK flights, too. They could be coming from another jurisdiction via the UK.
That's right, because that is their hub then to catch the plane to get out. And we have Asians, we have all over the world. In fact, we got 120-something nations in this country. I met about 6 young ladies the other night, and they seemed to, it looked like one had already been stationed here. She was here for 2 years working. And I got in conversations because, I got to dig into you to find out all. And she had been here for 2 years and had invited her friends, and they'd gotten here like in January or February, just before this thing happened. But they weren't budging, they said, because they had a nice place. Their friend had already arranged for them, nice place they were sharing and renting, 6 European girls, and they were going to be working here. They can't wait for it to open up for them to get full-time work because, like, they're picking and pinching out of where their employment is. Mm. And I said, you all are still blessed compared to some of the locals who don't have any work. And I made them know how I felt, even though I welcomes people when they come to Cayman, because that was my profession first, tourism, growing up, going to school and working in hotel industry. And then I listened and thought about that. But when it comes on these situations, I've been told that they don't do any more giving the tests at the airport when you come in. Like, they've stopped that. No, I went to the airport, to the hospital.
But the person has to go into quarantine. They have to.
Yes,
they go into quarantine.
But remember, the same man, because they said it was a male.
And they're tested while they're in quarantine.
Yes, but the same man was in his 14 days being in quarantine. Mm-hmm. And who knows, even though the security is the only person that does what they said, I've never been in quarantine, passes the things to you. But who knows how much that has still spread out? Because to be tested at 14 days, and he was that ill, that it means that he had to be right away put into critical care. Mm-hmm. See, my issue is that I think I went to the hospital.
Okay, I need you to wrap up real quickly. I'm going past my commercial break.
Okay, well, I'm going to say like this, that a line, where the old physiotherapy was, a line out the road down going back towards the entrance there, and going the next way where the ambulances come. They even had to wear a stick up that I guess the ambulance was going through that side. And then inside of that place, it was hundreds. I went there to do a COVID test because I was having
Caller, get to your point, please, quick.
Yes, and what it was, that these were all people traveling to jurisdictions out of Cayman. Mm-hmm. And I was told that they stopped doing the test when you're coming in. Now, we know we got Caribbean Islands is loaded with COVID. We know that. And I think they need to become more stringent so that we do not get, because opening up or not, we can get a disaster.
Got you. Thank you very much, folks. We have to go to a commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Are you feeling sick, but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Did you know that defective airbags can cause serious injury or even death if not repaired immediately? Right now, millions of vehicles around the world are under recall for faulty Takata airbags, and yours could be one of them. At Vant Motors, our priority is to make sure the Toyota or Ford you drive is safe. So we are offering customers a free, fast, and easy airbag swap out if your vehicle was manufactured in 2016 or earlier. Find out if you need to have new airbags installed by emailing your Ford or Toyota vehicle's VIN or vehicle identification number to service@vantmotors.com, or stop by Vamp's Service Center or call us at 949-2245. Don't risk it. Get the airbags in your Toyota or Ford checked for free at Vant Motors on Walkers Road.
When I was growing up in Cayman, Sundays was always a big day for our family. Everyone would go to Granny's house for Sunday dinner after church. Even today, I can still smell the aroma of all the delicious food we used to eat, especially the hot, fresh baked bread smothered in butter, topped off with our favorite pan cheese. These days, I don't have enough time to cook and bake, but I do my best to carry on the Sunday tradition of family meals, and being able to get hot, fresh bread with no preservatives or additives from Caribbean Bakery is a big help for me. Shh, don't tell them, they still think I baked it. Caribbean Bakery, now delivering every Sunday to McGrath's Grocery Store in Eastern Avenue and Marina Drive. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh.
The Cayman Islands government and Celebrate Cayman invite you to the official renaming of sections of Harbor Drive on the Georgetown waterfront to Seafarers Way in honor of the outstanding contributions made by our island's seafarers.
The ceremony and reception will be held at the North Terminal, Georgetown, on Friday, 25th June from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
Attendees are encouraged to dress in business attire or their Seafarers Association polos.
Hope to see you there, 10 a.m. Friday, June 25th at the North Terminal in Georgetown.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. 3 callers in whole and lots of WhatsApp messages as well. So, like I said earlier, going to alternate between the emails, WhatsApp messages, and the phone calls. This one says, good morning. Absolutely nothing against Caymanians keeping their land and holding on to our heritage, but I don't understand why we bash and talk about the buyers, especially if they are foreigners. We can't blame the buyer because if the land wasn't for sale, they wouldn't be able to purchase it. If we see something we want and it's for sale, we can buy it. If affordable, and if not affordable, we seek loans from the bank to try and get what we want. Why is it any different for a foreigner or any other buyer what they want if it's being made available? And I appreciate that, but it goes deeper. It goes deeper than that. There are properties in the Cayman Islands that are not advertised. They may be foreclosures by a financial institution. Most of those financial institutions do not necessarily advertise the fact that there's a foreclosure on something. They have their preferred clientele. They have their preferred customers who they know that have the financial wherewithal, and as a result of that, rather than have to go through all the rigmarole of advertising and bidding on it, they quietly sell it off. So not always is the situation where the Caymanian is a willing seller. It's not always the situation. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, Osi.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Good morning.
Everybody has an answer for something, eh?
Oh, well.
We're the few people that here just can't win. But you know what it is? Everybody got the space, so let them enjoy this thing. What I call you back for, OC, if and when we open up, I know you may not have the answer to this question. If and when we do open back up the cruise ship, and we cry about open, where are the visitors going to use? What beach are they going to use? I just leave that out there, and I hope someone called and say where they're going to use, because you got 3 and 4 cruise ships in a day. They all don't want to go to public beach. Someone want privacy. Royal Palm is closed down, I believe. We don't have any beaches for these people to go to when they come on these cruise ships. It is sad. Very sad.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. C.
Good morning again, sir.
Yes, sir. I just want to talk about the proposed marina for Cayman Brac. I'm 100% in favor of a marina. That's greatly needed for the boats in Grand Cayman that comes over here during the Easter and doesn't have any proper facilities. Well, what they use can be Carib Sands dock or one of the other docks on the south side. But in case of the weather is not suitable to come through the channel there, we definitely need a nice little harbor in Cayman Brac, protected harbor for small boats, yachts, even up to mega yacht size. We need something like that. That's definitely needed, and I'm 100% in support of that. I'm speaking about a project that had failed on the South Coast that one of your callers had mentioned before, where the person paid the government, I was told, $25,000 to get the road altered against the bluff by the Bat Cave, like almost in front of the Bat Cave area. They was going to do a harbor there by a French man named David Duvane. Was a good friend of mine. He was a tanker man. And what happened there, he found the tanker laid up for $6 million, and he bought the tanker and reconditioned it, put it out trading, and made a fortune from it. So that canceled his deal of doing the marina on the south side of Cayman Brac. That changed his plans because he's seen better things ahead with buying the tanker and making profit from that.
Well, he could have used the profits then that he was making from the tanker then to still invest.
Yes, correct. And I'm not sure who bought the property fence, but that was, even a test was done by Scott Development, drilled and I think blasted into the pond to test the hardness of the material. That was where we called the Beach Point area by the Bat Cave area, and that would have been, that was a proposed site and had actually got that far and just went a flop. Also, the helicopter airport helipad that was planned for Cayman Brac, that went as being squashed, but the same buyer of Scott Development Properties understood to have bought, purchased, or going to buy that same piece of property and use it for the same helipad as the one that was planned for before. And there has never been any large developments on Cayman Brac that has ever been stalled like that. Only the one with the marina with the Frenchman and with Mr. Cleveland Dilbert. Those two were planned but were stalled. It never did that.
Well, I will say to you, be prepared for more, because the real estate market is a hot market for whatever reason. I'm going to ask you to leave us there. Since this was your second call, we're going to take another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I heard you read an email about CUC and light bill. Okay. Take, for instance, I am with that lady or whoever who sent in that email. My husband and myself been off the island for 1 month. And my light bill normally be like $300 in the $300 range because my AC I use daily. When I came back, and we left on the 10th of April, I came back the 15th of May. My light bill was $471.
Wow.
And nobody was in the house using anything except the AC. When I spoke to customer service at CUC, I don't know what to call him, OC, tell you the truth. This young man going to tell me that my house not insulated properly, and he don't know my house. It's not insulated properly, and I said, and I shouldn't leave my AC on. I said, why shouldn't I leave my AC on? If windows are locked, doors are locked, what going to happen to my stuff in the house? Okay. Oh, you shouldn't leave your AC on. And this, I said, look here, my husband have the thermostat set at a certain temperature.
So he didn't have any rational answer as to why you, in your absence, your electricity bill would be so high, because it's not just the AC that you use your television, your radio, other appliances in the house that weren't being used.
No, and I plug out all my small appliances before I left. I even was plugging out the water heater. My husband said, no, you can't do all those stuff. So everything was out. Only thing, it's your AC, and your AC this, and I said, you shouldn't leave your AC on. I said, no, I bought my AC for my comfort. Well, that's the price to pay for comfort.
Wow. That's not good customer service at all.
Right. And then he come back and tell me, we wasn't bought in AC.
Not getting into the details about the AC itself, but you hear so much about rudeness from customer service agents in Cayman, and maybe businesses now need to start to look at the fact, in some places in the U.S., when you call, they will tell you that the conversation is being recorded.
Recorded, yes.
Yes, we need that in the Cayman Islands to take care of some of these rude people who are there really to provide customer service. And what they do is they provide a customer disservice rather than a service.
Service, right.
Yes. Okay, caller, I want to thank you very much for that. But we do know that come the summer that the electric bills are going to go up. Some of us accept that. Some say, why should it be? And we have to really, really consider whether or not we want to continue to use fossil fuels as a way of generating power in the Cayman Islands as well. Caller, I want to thank you very much for that. Have to go to a commercial break. When we return, we still have callers on hold, emails, WhatsApp messages, all will be shared, so please stay tuned.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
When I was growing up in Cayman, Sundays was always a big day for our family. Everyone would go to Granny's house for Sunday dinner after church. Even today, I can still smell the aroma of all the delicious food we used to eat, especially the hot, fresh baked bread smothered in butter, topped off with our favorite pan cheese. These days, I don't have enough time to cook and bake, but I do my best to carry on the Sunday tradition of family meals, and being able to get hot, fresh bread with no preservatives or additives from Caribbean Bakery is a big help for me. Shh, don't tell them, they still think I baked it. Caribbean Bakery, now delivering every Sunday to McGrath's grocery store in Eastern Avenue and Marina Drive. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh.
The hurricane season is here. Are you ready? If not, now is the time to prepare. Follow the Water Authority on social media for important announcements and survival tips throughout the hurricane season. You can also download free preparedness brochures from the Water Authority's website, www.waterauthority.ky. Be aware, be safe, be prepared.
Cybercrime happens online or through the technology we use every day. Anyone can be a victim of cybercrime, whether you are a young person being bullied or harassed online, or an older person or business who's been scammed out of money or personal data. Cybercrime is an issue that touches all of us. The Cayman Islands government has therefore created an online resource to help keep you cyber safe in an ever-changing world.
In online situations, it is better to be cyber safe than sorry. Learn now to protect yourself against cybercrime. Visit gov.ky/cybersafe.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have several callers as well, a few WhatsApp messages alternating as usual. This one says, just caught the tail end of the last caller. Not sure what the topic is about. I have a question. Are all of the children coming for the summer holidays from overseas? Are they being, they actually name the country, but I won't say one country because they could be coming from various countries as well. Are they being tested for COVID? Hope Cayman Islands are not having to pay for them to be put into quarantine. I saw a whole line of kids following the airline agent off of a flight recently. That made me wonder if they're all COVID free. Please don't think I'm discriminating against any country. I'm just speaking, asking important questions as to what they saw on the flight. And I would say to that the government is ensuring that all quarantine protocols are applicable to everyone traveling into the Cayman Islands. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, OC. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
All right. What happened to Dr. Steve?
Well, he has he's involved involved in the symposium this morning at the Harquail, as well. And I weren't sure whether or not I was going to have any guests this morning. And when I tried to contact him, I couldn't reach him. It was probably a little bit too late. But it would have been pretty tight for him this morning because, like I said, he's also involved in that symposium. He's a presenter there.
Oh, sure. Okay. Quickly, I'm tired of hearing people talking about Caymanians selling land, and if it wasn't Caymanian didn't sell the land, the people couldn't buy it. That is the talk of the town. I know some Caymanians been caught into a very difficult situation. They either had to go to put their land in mortgage or something to get money for medical reasons. Mm-hmm. And so not all the land was just lovey-dovey given away.
Yeah.
If you look at the West Bay Road, we have over 5,000 signatures of the Queens Highway. 5,000 Caymanians plus didn't want that road to be closed. How come that happened? So when they come on this thing about Caymanians want to sell the land, nothing could be further from the truth. Not all Caymanians want to sell the land.
No, and I don't think that anyone generalized in that area because yeah.
The thing is about selling the land. Some that wasn't so strong, they were sort of intimidated, encouraged to sell your land. Yeah, see how much money you can get for it. Who can tell the value of your property except you? What is worth to you? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to get off by saying this. All of the money in Cayman, with all of the rich people, they do not have enough money yet to buy my property. I'm sick of like 6 times it's not for sale. So the next move is now put all the money together. It's still not enough to buy my property, OC. Mm-hmm. All right?
That's a good approach to take. That's a good best approach to take. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, OC. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Not too bad. I've been listening to your topic, and I've been concerned about what I've been hearing.
Okay.
About the vast sales of property. And I understand one of those large investors owns 600 acres on West Bay Road, 2 miles of land on the Bluff, Cayman Brac, 200 acres in Little Cayman, and more recently, 1,000 acres at Hatland, North Side, with over 700 mango trees.
Mm.
Another investor recently has purchased the majority of Selkirk Drive. And another investor has purchased 400 acres of land in Borden Town. Now, we look at the vast amount of apartments that is being built by this German millionaire near to Mr. Ormond's house on Crew Road. 200 apartments there and 200 in West Bay.
Mm-hmm.
What is going to happen to Caymanians who own apartments? We need some antitrust legislation to stop this monopoly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The Americans brought antitrust legislation to stop Rockefeller from buying up all of Manhattan. I call on the Honorable Premier and his government, along with the progressives, to bring legislation to reduce this massive purchasing.
I agree with you. I agree. It's a dangerous thing that we are allowing in this country, all for the sake of short-term gain when it comes to finances, either government or otherwise. And I want to thank that caller for that. This one is pretty long, but I'm going to read it. It says, "Good morning, OC. I, for one, agree wholeheartedly with you in all that you just said about the renaming of the street. And the reason is that I am a very old-fashioned Caymanian from the bottom of my heart. My grandfather and his son, along with my husband and brothers, were all seafarers. And for the caller about concrete jungle along West Bay Road and South Church Street and can't see the water and sunset while driving along those streets, it is really a shame. My opinion on that is that our government needs to deny any developer that wants to build on the seaside, because if they don't, we're going to have a very dangerous disaster on the West Bay Road. Also, to not allow anyone to build any more than 3 stories high, because this is the reason why we're suffering from hot weather we have these days. Any Caymanian or otherwise that can't swim better have a life vest in their home. And of course, the person there is talking about global warming as well, and rising sea levels. We do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hey, good morning, O.C.
Good morning. How are you doing, sir?
Not too bad, yourself?
I'm fine, thanks.
O.C., me and you can have a little chat this morning. I think I can kind of speak to you also. You're pretty much aware, so am I, of what is happening in this country and the things that we would like to change. Would you say that the majority of Caymanians are pretty much aware of what is happening and would like to see some changes?
Well, if they are, they're pretty silent about it, I would say, to a certain extent. I do believe, though, that the recent elections that we had, and we saw the number of independents who were elected and the fact that the independents were able to form the government, many of those persons who voted for those independents voted because they wanted change. They want, to a certain extent, for us to slow down the pace that we're going at as far as development is concerned. They want focus to be placed more on Caymanians and the benefit of Caymanians and the quality of life of Caymanians. Those are expectations. So more and more are becoming aware, and they're starting to vote with their...
Yeah, I understand. It seems to me, or see that, you know, I hope that the government, well, I'm sure that these people that are elected now experience the same problems and issues that this country is experiencing. And at one point in time, I'm sure before they got elected, you know, if I had power, if I had authority, you know, I would do something about it. Well, you know what? It's a time now for them, people that made comments in the past about changing this and changing that. I just hope now that they have the authority, that they will make these changes and stop just letting everything just... It just seems like once they get elected, you know, they don't see these things anymore. Why is that? I mean, you saw them before, but now that I'm elected, you know, I have to turn a blind eye to this and a blind eye to that. I mean, that is not the kind of politicians we want. If you see something that is happening and you're not a politician, which I know is happening, you know that yourself, and you have a chance to do something about it, or an opportunity or a position, you don't think the best thing to do is do something. You're not going to make everybody happy at the end of the day. But it's like West Bay Road, right? When they were building that, everybody was up in arms against it. Look at it now. It's the best thing that ever happened to this country, and I am so glad. Say what you want to say about Mr. Dark, right? But I am so glad that that road has been through it, because I can travel to West Bay now without any issues, no traffic. Doesn't matter what time of the day or morning. So I take my hat off to them. But, I mean, I just want the politicians to get up now that they have the power to do something about what is happening in this country, because, my friend, we are going to hell in a big old crazy basket, and there's nobody is doing anything about it. We need to make some changes in this country, my friend. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. We're going to take our last commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
Hi, I'm remodeling our bathroom. I have a few questions.
Sure.
What are some ideas to make my bathroom feel larger? How do I know if I'm picking the right vanity? How do I choose a new toilet or a new countertop? Also, the lighting is terrible. Can I put a window or a skylight? And do I really need an exhaust fan?
You've come to the right place. At Brand Source, we custom design kitchen and baths, and our talented design team can help answer your questions. Whether you're looking for a modern, functional family bathroom or a luxurious personal retreat, we'll help create that beautiful space that makes your home yours. And if you're in a rush for a new look and have a limited budget, our ready-to-install bathroom vanities, built with solid wood and countertops of the finest materials, are a quick and easy remodeling solution.
For the very best in custom-designed kitchens and baths, visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, Cayman's Kitchen and Bath Center.
At Healthcare Pharmacy, they know you're busy. That's why they're making it even more convenient to refill and pick up your prescriptions. Everyone knows about the amazing service at Healthcare Pharmacy Grand Harbor, but did you know that Healthcare Pharmacy in Governor Square is now open and available for those who work and live in West Bay, 7 Mile Beach, or Snug Harbor? And even better, you can click on healthcarepharmacy.ky and refill and transfer prescriptions online and pick up at either location. Healthcare Pharmacy Grand Harbor and their newest location, Healthcare Pharmacy Governor Square, now more convenient than ever. healthcarepharmacy.ky.
That thing we've been saying for 64 years? Ignore it. Eat the KFC wings, drink the KFC gravy, fill up on fries. Just please forget the thing we normally suggest. You know, that thing you used to do with your tongue after finishing a delicious piece of our KFC chicken. We get it. It's not easy. There's a reason why it's been our slogan for over half a century. But the world's drastically changed of late, and as soon as we can embrace the change, the sooner we can all get back to doing what we do best. KFC. It's good.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning. One of our listeners has written in and said, good morning. I think there needs to be a series of talk shows on the dangers of selling land and other options that can be considered. Have special guests on to speak about the environment, financial and social aspects of how these areas affect land sales as well. I think that's an excellent idea. But we also want to look towards our elected officials to steer us in the right direction. And of course, you always hear Dr. Steve Macfield talk about the advisory district councils. At this point in time, because of their absence, that is one less voice that you have in relation to decisions that are taken in your particular area as well. We have a caller, Paul, 2 callers. Those are going to be our final calls for the morning. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. It's like the song, they know it's me again.
Morning.
To the last caller, nobody ever said that the West Bay Road, the new road, was not welcomed. What the gripe is all about, and I do, they call it, you say support the gripe, is the closing of the old road. Instead of having 2 roads, you have one.
Mm-hmm.
That road, the new road, would have gone through anyway because it was already gazetted. And it was partially done because it stopped by, I don't even remember the area that it stopped or what that's called, but I think it was by Carshulas area that stopped or whatever. I think it was that area that had stopped. but Lime Free Bay.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it has alleviated traffic, and that was the intention to begin with.
Yes.
So it is not the matter of the road; it's the matter of closing the old one. That's what was there. So that's what I had to say on that matter.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very much.
Take care. Have a nice weekend. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OT.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm perfectly fine. And good morning to the wider Cayman. First, let me say I agree with you for the renaming of the entire what is now Harbor Drive, especially going all the way down from actually by Protocol or by Mr. Esther Tibbett's house, and then going up past where Boilers Road is, because as a young boy, we knew a lot of the older seamen. Some of those were even captains that came from those areas.
Mm-hmm.
To just have a part of that road selected and renamed, I think is an injustice to those former seamen.
I agree.
Yeah. And secondly, I do want to weigh into the conversation about the sale of Caymanian land. I think we should reconsider our situation and position, and we should take a page out of Bermuda's book, which no foreign corporation or entity can purchase land in Bermuda. It can only be done by Bermudans. However, you can lease land there. Cayman is a very small jurisdiction, and right now, I can tell you we're in one of the top 5 positions of having the most expensive real estate prices in the world. Another thing that I disagree with right now, they're requiring permanent residents.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I think that is definitely something that is going to go adversely against us.
Yep.
And then lastly, let me say, the opposition needs to get on with the program. They had 8 years, and they had disadvantaged a lot of Caymanian businesses and Caymanians themselves. For them to say now that they are pushing for a 1st of September opening, I think that should not happen. We need to monitor what's happening in other countries that have closed down 2 and 3 times. Some is going on the 4th time. Also, what I have noticed, we don't have any domestically transmitted COVID cases. All of the cases, for my knowledge and my information, have been coming into the country.
Yeah.
With that said, OT, have a great weekend, and yeah.
Thank you.
We can support the name change, but it should have been done with longer part of the street.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. You have a great weekend as well, and please stay safe. 2 things that last caller touched upon. Number one, in order to qualify for permanent residence, that you have to own property in the Cayman Islands. Now, at one point in time, because of when this was first introduced, because of the scarcity of apartments, the condos that were being built were all being built on 7 Mile Beach. You weren't getting them more in the interior of the island. So the preponderance of available condos was very, very low. So people applying for permanent residence, and even those Caymanians, their understanding of it was that, you should own land. So people were encouraged to purchase land. That had unintended effects, because what we're saying now is there's limited land in the Cayman Islands, but in the past, we not only encouraged, we forced people to purchase property if they wanted to become be able to qualify for permanent residence. Let's look at the education situation. Caymanians now complain about the ability of their children to attend private schools. Why was that? Because work permit holders coming into the country with dependent children who were at school age were required to have their children attend private schools. They weren't allowed to attend public schools. That had unintended effects also, not to mention the fact that we were taking people and segregating them based on their ability to afford a private school or not to afford one. So we have to be careful, what you wish for at the end of the day. And we now need to review some of those decisions that were taken then and see and determine whether or not they make sense and they're applicable in today's environment, political, social, economic environment, whether or not they're viable today. I want to also remind you of what I raised on the show on Wednesday in relation to this legal definition that has been developed by the International Court and legal experts across the globe have drawn up historic definition of ecocide called ecocide, intended to be adopted by the International Criminal Court to prosecute the most egregious offenses against the environment. We need to look at that. Government needs to consider whether or not we want to curtail any further development on the seaside. So any area that is on the seaside of any major roadway, we should say no development, no building. The government can do whatever they want. Yes, it can be challenged at the courts, but remember, the courts can't make law. They can only interpret. But the government can do exactly what they want. They can do what the people want them, or they should do what the people want them to do as well. So if you want to decide, listen, we're going to preserve the rest of our seashore. And you have reasons, there are logical reasons for denying it. Has to do with the protection of life, as well. People build on the seaside, even though you may say that they're building at their own risk. Hurricanes, they're running the risk as well. But we need to take bold action needs to be taken. Now, we had promises, and yes, it's not even, 3 months yet. So we're being patient. People are being patient. But people expect change. They expect dramatic change. They expect as well. And there is no shortage of suggestions. Some may be radical. Some may be way over to the right. Some may be way over to the left. Some may be right in the center. But there is no shortage of suggestions. We just need people to listen and to take some ideas on board as well. So, folks, I'm going to be heading out to the renaming of parts of Harbor Drive to Seafarers Way. From a personal standpoint, I will always refer to the whole stretch of it as Seafarers Way. Not that that'll make any difference, but at least it will give me peace of mind, and I will feel good in my heart. I would be able to sleep well at nights. Not only sleep at nights, but sleep well during the day as well. So I'm going to be heading out there, folks. I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I also want to remind you that we are brothers and sisters keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Banks at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh. Health City, now open at Camana Bay 7 days a week.
The Ministry of Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, and by West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health.
From district to district, moving through the waters to Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Your station, your voice. All things Cayman, one radio, many people.